Welcome into Bartholomew Town. I'm Bill Bartholomew. Today, we're going to talk about something that happened this summer at the University of Rhode Island's Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies. They hosted an annual International Nonviolence Summer Institute, certifying participants from around the world on resolving conflicts and social justice issues through nonviolent methods. We can think about here in Providence, where I'm broadcasting from right now, the work that the Nonviolence Institute has done on the ground here and the impact that they've had. This is obviously on a thematic level, a global conversation. I guess the best thing to do is if you want to introduce yourself and we'll get this conversation started and it's one that is more timely than ever before. I'll say that.
Thank you. My name is Thubten Tendar. I am the director of the International Nonviolence Summer Institute here at URI Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies.
And when did you start getting involved in this work, and where did you start getting involved in it?
Yes, I came to URI Center for Nonviolence and Peace Studies in 2008 to participate, to learn from the International Nonviolence Summer Institute. And then I came back for advanced leadership training in 2010, and I moved to URI in 2011. So since then, I've been part of the coordination of this International Nonviolence Summer Institute for the past 15 years.
Yeah, and you teach a course at URI, the Tibetan Buddhism Journey to Nirvana. That's for the URI Honors Program, in addition to coordinating the International Nonviolence Summer Institute. So tell us in scope. Obviously, if we want to really know, we should probably enroll at URI and take the class. But in terms of what goes into your academic thesis development, if you will.
Yes. So we believe it is very important to learn about peace and nonviolence, not just our wish and interest in being peace and contributing to peace may not be sufficient. So therefore, we have to study and we have to understand, what is nonviolence, what is, contributing to violence, what are the factors that, contributes to conflicts, and what are different types of conflicts, how many levels of conflicts are there. So we have to understand how to de-escalate conflicts, and all those come into what we discuss in the International Nonviolence Summer Institute, as well as in our courses offered at URI.
And how does that mentality span out across other disciplines, across other forms of courses of study? I guess, what's the intersectionality here? It seems like it could apply in a lot of different spaces, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we talked from, inner peace, so peace within ourselves, to harmony and, peace in our home and on campus or in our nation, state, and global. So it, differs from inner peace, peace within oneself, to interpersonal peace, to intercommunity and global peace. And therefore, it's important that we start from ourselves, and so that we have more interest, we have more skill in extending those peace and harmony towards others as well.
What goes into the certification process through your summer certifications?
Yes, so we have 3 levels, and first one is what is called Level 1, Kingian Non-violence Training of Trainers. And this is based on principle and strategies, methods used by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And that is a 2-week intensive course in non-violence training of trainers. First week is focused on learning the contents. For example, like non-violence, violence, and conflicts, de-escalation, conflict reconciliation, steps and principles of nonviolence, etc. And those are, the core, learning in the first week. And then second week, it's like a teach back practice. So once you have learned the content, how will you deliver it to others? How will you share it to others? That's teach back practices for the second week. So first week and the second week, when you complete that, people receive the certification for level 1 certification for training of trainers in Kingian Non-violence. And there are many people who complete those this year, and then they return to the campus next year to learn or to earn level 2 certification, which is mostly on nonviolent leadership, how to lead, and how to organize, how to mobilize, and how to set up nonviolent centers, and how to develop curriculums, if you will, teach at schools and on campus, etc. So that's level 2 advanced nonviolence leadership training. And then people, there are many wonderful peacemakers who return to their communities, their schools, develop centers, organizations, etc., to internationalize and institutionalize nonviolence. And we choose 2 or 3 such peacemakers for the honorary level 3 certification, which is for institutionalizing and internationalizing nonviolence and peace.
Mm. This is interesting because I think of big goals, like when we probably need a lot of new versions of these, but United Nations sustainability goals, for example, and you think of something like this, or you think about some of the growing need for similar big goals around AI data centers. Obviously, we think of climate as a standalone issue, but nonviolence, it almost feels like it should drive all of our major goals. So your work, how would you like to see it proliferate out further into the world? I'm sure you would, but how do we get there where this is not a sidebar, but a leading conversation to tackle all the major problems we face?
Thank you. I think this is very important. When you ask people, without the boundaries of nationalities or culture and so on, everyone say they are interested in peace. They want peace. They enjoy peace. They love peace. They want peace throughout their life. However, if we ask people, did you take lessons, or did you study and research peace and nonviolence? Probably there are not many. And, we are lucky that the University of Rhode Island has a Center for Nonviolence and Peace Center that is dedicated to promote and learn and study peace and nonviolence. And so I think this is important lesson that many of our other states and institutions of higher education could learn and establish to promote, to teach peace and nonviolence, because that is what we need. This is the need for humanity, because without peace and nonviolence, survival of the humanity itself comes under questioning and threat.
Absolutely. Should your work be focused into elementary schools and, the way that students take physical education, health education? Should nonviolence education be a tenet of public education in this country?
I totally agree. I couldn't recommend more. In our ocean state, we have.
Our election season content is supported by RIPHI, the Rhode Island Public Health Institute. RIPHI is an independent nonprofit organization dedicated to addressing complex health disparities in Rhode Island and beyond. RIPHI oversees a diverse range of public health programs addressing issues from healthy food access to infectious disease prevention. They also conduct research related to population health and train students and public health practitioners for fulfilling careers in Rhode Island's workforce. RIPHI owns and operates Open Door Health, the state's first and only LGBTQ+ focused, community-based clinic. Open Door Health provides primary care, sexual health care, and fully integrated behavioral health care to nearly 6,000 patients across the state. Learn more at riphi.org. As Rhode Island's first ever member-owned credit union, Navigant Credit Union has been a staple in the local business community for more than 108 years. Today, Navigant is a $3.4 billion institution serving more than 136,000 members across 25 physical branch locations. But since its founding in 1915, the mission has never changed. Navigant Credit Union's team of financial professionals have remained committed to improving the financial well-being of the families, businesses, and communities they serve across Rhode Island. Learn more at navigantcu.org. Bartholomew Town is proud to partner with Waterfire. Visit waterfire.org. Half Street Group brings a new generation's perspective to leadership communications, strategic public relations, and digital marketing. Half Street helps organizations and leaders take control of their own stories and manage their reputations. They get results for their clients by focusing on audience message and culture, and by leveraging their decade-long relationship with media and opinion leaders in the Ocean State and throughout New England. And by the way, join me and Half Street Group founder and president Mike Rea for a conversation every month about news of the day, the hottest media analysis, and a look behind the scenes at how impactful leaders drive conversations. Learn more at halfstreetgroup.com. Bartholomew Town is proud to partner with Newport Film. Visit newportfilm.com. Follow me on Instagram at Bill Bartholomew.
An organization called Nonviolent Schools Rhode Island, and also, as you mentioned, about Nonviolence Institute in Providence. And there are other organizations that try to teach and promote peace. And I totally believe that, it would be beneficial, a lifetime beneficial for students to learn peace and nonviolence from very young age. And that will make a significant contribution to the relationship of between the children and parents, between students and teachers, and within the students and our community at large. And I think we should water the seed of peace from very young age.
Police officers, law enforcement on the whole, there's no doubt been an increase in nonviolence and specialist-oriented training. In some cases, departments have radically shifted their approaches to responses in a number of different scenarios. But there still seems to be, of course, space for more. I mean, there always, until we've achieved nirvana, I suppose. So what's your message to law enforcement agencies about your work and equipping law enforcement officers maximally with the types of skills and certifications that you and the University of Rhode Island offer?
Absolutely. That's interesting because this year we have a group of 20 police personnel from Ghana who attended the Nonviolence Summer Institute. And, the Ghana Police Service, saw that there is a significant contribution, learning of peace and nonviolence can contribute to, the relationship between the community and police personnel and so on. And I think, that is also, policing and police work is very important for safety of our community, and we appreciate it. But at the same time, how can we make it, more, community oriented, more friendly with the community, and less lethal, less violent? And those ideas we can learn from, studying and discussing about peace and nonviolence, how you can still be contributing to safety of the community while practicing nonviolence.
How do criminology and sociology intersect with your work in the sense that you can observe deviance, observe violence, maybe study violence to kind of work to retrofit options and solutions? In other words, to find out what goes wrong. Does that interplay and intersect with your work?
Yes, we start our training with, a brainstorming activity about what violence is, right? What violence is. And then people say, oh, it's fighting or it's hitting or it's something like that. The main idea is that we want people to understand that violence is more than just physical. It is more than gun violence. There is economic gun violence. There is emotional. There is, mental and physical, verbal, different forms of violence. And it is important to understand and recognize all these forms of violence which are harmful and hurtful to people. And when someone is hurt emotionally, physically, they may react, they may retaliate, which creates more violence, right? As Dr. King said, hatred contributes to more hatred. Darkness contributes to more darkness. Only, a light can solve it. Likewise, only peace can solve the issue of violence and anger and hatred in our community. Not producing more violence or more hatred in our community will contribute to safety. So it is important that we understand, violence, and we, at the same time, we also talk about, forgiveness. How can forgiveness contribute to our safety and our own well-being, mentally and physically, and and that contributes to bringing society together rather than dividing our communities. And so sometimes we have to seek forgiveness, and sometimes we have to extend our forgiveness to others, so that there is no more, ill, negative emotions and hatred and anger that contributes to retaliation and ripple effects of violence.
Yeah. And also there's when you talk about retaliation, people have split-second decisions that can impact their lives, other people's lives, and sometimes just the skill of being able to pause and find a
Yes.
sense of groundedness can really impact. Can impact everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's, one of the main purpose of our activity related to, conflicts and types of conflicts and levels of conflict. So when conflict arises, we have to pause and think, what type of conflicts is this? Is this a distributive conflict, or is this a pathway conflict? And then what level is this? It is like, normal level, or it is, an escalated level of conflicts. In that, giving ourselves some time to think and cool down, and that helps to, take a moment and then act rather than react to, conflicts and violence right away.
Yes. Last question here, and thank you so much for your time and for your work. This is a real pleasure. Um,
Thank you.
Rhode Island itself, and well, let's be honest about it. I'm a native of South County and a graduate of URI, and it's in my blood. It is a beautiful place, for sure. And there's no doubt a lot of human energy from
Yes.
different backgrounds that happen on the campus of the University of Rhode Island. So how does the setting of the University of Rhode Island from a physical geographical standpoint, the fact that this is Rhode Island, this is South County, Rhode Island, how, if any way, does that impact your work?
Absolutely. This is a very nice, beautiful place and a beautiful campus with great support from the university, the highest, president's office, to College of Arts and Sciences, to Department of Political Science, and many different, departments which are very supportive and try to promote, equity and respect to diversity and so on. So that is great. And the main reason I moved to Rhode Island is because after seeing this, sense of community, this sense of, supporting each other, this sense of, safety. And those were major, sort of encouragement for me personally to move to Rhode Island. And I appreciate this friendly and learning atmosphere where, all kinds of learnings and supports are available.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.
One of our great partners here on Bartholomew Town is Navigant Credit Union. And we're going to speak with Oliver Tutt, who is the Senior Vice President and Director of Wealth Management and Financial Planning at NCU Investment Solutions.
It's funny, the name NCU Investment Solutions, I think, speaks a lot to what we do. The credit union offers banking, traditional banking and saving and borrowing solutions for consumers in terms of their overall financial plan. We offer solutions directed toward long-term investment. A lot of times it's retirement planning, but it can also be other financial goals like college planning, starting a business, tax planning, estate planning, things like that. So we are really the financial planners within the credit union universe, and those are the services we offer to our members.
How does somebody get in touch with you if they want to take advantage of those services?
A lot of ways to do it. You can go on the Navigant website and click on NCU Investment Solutions. You can walk into a branch and ask to set up an appointment with an advisor, or you can call us directly on our direct phone number, and you'll be connected with an advisor in a branch near where you work or live. And those appointments are complimentary. We'll assess your needs, talk to you about what you're looking to try to accomplish, and try to determine if we're a good fit for you.